Yo, hello and welcome guys. Let's take a look at Bitcoin today. So, if you've been following the previous videos, you know we had a few key levels we were watching. The CME gap got filled and some major liquidity levels here got swept. And what you're going to see is that Bitcoin also touched the previous range high nearly to the exact dollar. So everything we've been talking about played out. Now, as I mentioned in the last video, the reaction to this level is crucial. If Bitcoin manages to break and reclaim the previous range highs, then a new high is very possible. Maybe even a push up to the top of this rising wedge right here. So that's the bullish scenario. But right now, Bitcoin is trading at the value area high. And if it fails to break above here, I'm looking lower. First target is going to be the value area low and the liquidity level sitting down at approximately 65.5 thousand. So right now, this is the level that decides either we reclaim the range highs and go for new highs, or we get rejected here and head back down. Now if Bitcoin does get rejected here, let me show you the levels I'm watching to the downside. The first one, as I already mentioned, is going to be this liquidity at approximately 65.5. That lines up with the value area low. I would expect some kind of a reaction there and maybe even a potential long after Bitcoin sweeps that level, depending on the reaction we get. But if that level doesn't hold, bulls are in for even more pain in my opinion. Because the next very major level I'm looking at is right here. The 1.618 fib extension coming in at approximately 60,000 US dollars. And what you are going to see is that it lines up very well with the low of this entire range. So we've got the fib extension and the range low pointing to the same area. And all of that liquidity down there is still sitting untouched. So if we lose the value area low and this liquidity level at 65.5 thousand, that is where I would expect price to head next. And if we pull up the MACD right here on the 2-hour time frame, what you're going to see is another bearish divergence forming. And the same thing on the 4-hour. Now combine that with the fact that all of these crucial levels we've been talking about have been hit, the CME gap filled, the liquidity swept, and the range high touched. And Bitcoin is still struggling to break above right here. In my opinion, all of this is telling me there's a higher chance of Bitcoin heading lower from here. But I'm still not excluding the chance of Bitcoin breaking above. That's why I still have my long open from the point of control. It's risk free at this point, so I'm letting it ride. And here's something else I found very interesting. If we zoom out to the 12-hour time frame and look at the past 4 to 5 months, what you're going to see is that almost every time Bitcoin made a high on a Monday, it moved lower after that. And this happened over and over again. Most of the weeks this pattern played out. And guess what day was yesterday? Monday. And Bitcoin pushed up to these crucial levels and the value area high. So combine that with the bearish divergence on the MACD, all the crucial levels being hit, and this Monday pattern. Everything seems to be pointing in the same direction right now. And one more thing, if we pull up the MACD on the daily, what you're going to see right here is the same bearish divergence that we've been talking about since the first video. This is the exact same setup that signaled the top and the breakdown of the previous rising wedge back in January. Price made a higher high, MACD made a lower high, right here. And now we are seeing the same thing again on the current rising wedge. So overall, I'm still leaning bearish on Bitcoin. The key levels got hit, we've got bearish divergences across multiple time frames, the Monday pattern, and the same setup that broke down in January. If we can't reclaim the previous range high from here, I'm watching $65.5 thousand first and then 60,000. But as always, anything can happen, so manage your risk. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, let me know in the comments what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.